Hello and welcome to Wisdom Within. I'm your host, Talia. Let's come home to ourselves and inspire others to do the same through real talk and seeing beyond the mundane. Let's get into it. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to this week's episode of Wisdom Within. It is a very exciting part 2 to last week's episode with Michal and Trisha. So I really hope you guys enjoy as we dive into all things related to conscious relationships, attracting your soulmate, and all things that are so important to communication. And yeah, as you can probably hear in my voice, I'm not 100% well since coming back to London. And yeah, the journey of that's just been leaning into resting, listening to my body, and exciting update is that I have a mic. So enjoy this piece of audio being like this, and more of this will come. So thank you for your patience, thank you for your support. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these episodes, and there's more exciting ones to come. So let's get into it. Lots of love.
I want to give a word of advice too, because the tantric path is the most beautiful path, but also to use for the people to use discernment as well on the path, because there's all different types of people, as we know, in not just spiritual community, but everywhere. There's narcissistic people, there's all different people, power plays, ego, whatever. So using discernment on this path, if you are wanting to join on the tantric path, and to be able to use discernment and to feel into what's right for you. When you go into a workshop and when you're feeling into these spaces, is to feel in, does this feel right? Does the teacher talk the talk, walk the walk? You know, you really want to go into this path. And I say this because it's such a special path, and I want you all to experience what I've experienced and what Michal's experienced, what Talia's experienced. You are your own guru. You do not submit or give your power to anybody. You use discernment on all paths. Yeah, you use discernment.
I want to say one big part of a lot of tantric workshops is about learning how to activate your throat chakra, in learning about boundaries, learning about communication. Like, it's not only a physical thing, it's also about stepping into that part of things. And I think it's such a useful thing to learn, even if you don't pursue the path any further, just learning how to feel into your body, what's a yes and what's a no. Because so many people don't even know that.
We know in life there's all different walks of life. And Tantra spirituality is no different. So there is no guru, believe it or not, guys. There is no guru. The guru is yourself. Yeah.
Yeah,
the
and
guru
I think
is yourself.
If you're getting into anything spiritual, anything in any place where people are trying to tell you that they have all the answers and that they aren't guiding you back to yourself, then you should probably run away.
If they say that they're enlightened, run for the hills, because there is no human on earth that is enlightened. Maybe for a split second you might be enlightened for a split second, but we're all human, baby.
We're all human, and to be human is to be imperfect. And if we weren't imperfect, we would just turn into a spirit straight away and leave our bodies.
Yes.
To be a body is to be limited.
Yeah.
And so just know that wherever you are, we're all learning. And that, I think maybe speak a bit more about what Tantra actually encompasses, because it's it's meditation, it's physical things, it's also workshops, it's so many different things, it's reading, you know.
Being in conscious relationship, it's one of the biggest aspects of Tantra.
You wanted to talk about this.
Yeah, no, I know, because I think we don't have many examples of what a conscious relationship is. People probably don't even know what it is, but it's we just don't have many good examples of good relationships around us. I mean, I literally saw people on Instagram who had one, and that's been my inspiration. And so I think just like being in real life with people who are in a conscious relationship and just seeing the way like devotion is something divine that you're bringing through, and like all these concepts are like people don't bring into a normal life, and they settle and they're unhappy, or you know, they don't see all that's possible for them because they don't believe they can have it.
So
yeah,
in Tantra, because tantric path is to learn how to love better, doing it. We want to learn how to love better by going through our processes. So we use the tantric techniques. We use the circumstances. We use the triggers, what are triggering us, to learn how to grow through them, to not to repeat the same program again and again.
I think that's the thing in so many relationships, like you're actually fighting about the same thing for years. Like maybe it'll come in different forms, but it's like people don't know how to move past things and actually talk about things in a way that means that you can move on from them.
All those tools, like tantric communication.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to speak to. Is just that, like, how many different things it encompasses. Like, it can help you in so many areas of your life.
So if someone's triggered, how would you
so
work through them?
Like basically what tantric massage, what I said about the armoring, it's like we look for the places where the wound is to trigger that wound, that the person can release that emotion. But the trigger, especially in the conscious relationship where we move out all the masks, it's happening also by our behavior, by the repeating the same situation what you had maybe with your mother, your father, maybe what you had in the previous relationships. And then you have, like when you are conscious about what's going on, what is there to play, if the thing's repeating, it means you are in the program, you are running on the subconscious. So to be conscious is to recognize first the program, and the second work on it. Sometimes working on it, it takes time because we were conditioned by many programs.
How heavy
for
and how
1,000
impacted
years.
it is.
Yes.
Because also, like, when you enter a relationship, you don't actually know what's going to come out because it's a mirror. And
we
it's
have
like,
masks
sometimes like you think you've done a lot of work, and then that person will trigger something in you that you didn't even know was something.
Yes, we get closer, we connecting, so we trusting, so we are opening more, so we opening more, so all the protections what we normally have by the people who we don't know, we remove, and then suddenly the wound is sensitive. But that's the moment. Okay, we say like in Tantra, God bless the triggers, because they are showing us that the wound is still there. And now we have opportunity with this loving person, because yes, Tantra love with the all power of use it, don't lose it method, it really makes you so strongly connected that it actually helps you to bite your unhealthy ego, and from the love to that person, change your old patterns, because you don't want to lose that person, you don't want to harm that person, you want to grow through it.
Let's cut through the shit though, because conscious relationships are hard. Yeah, they're not like your typical normal relationship. They will bring out every mirror. They will mirror everything that you are. Which means that you have to work on it, which means you have to be conscious, which means you have to take responsibility of everything. Everything. I mean, not everything, because, there can be
I think
different
someone
things.
who enters into a conscious relationship is someone who already realizes that they're at cause of their life, and that they've already brought that in themselves, and then the relationship adds like a whole other dimension, but like you already know that you are responsible for your reality.
Everything is going to come up in that relationship to learn, to grow. And the thing is, what helps this conscious relationship grow is actually both inner childs coming together and working together to see the wounds, to see the good, the bad, and the ugly, and to be able to work through them together. And to be conscious. it's a hard one, because it's I'm not going to romance it either, romanticize it, because romanticizing it takes away the beauty of it, because the conscious relationship, we are going in to help each other heal, and there is no fairy tale in it. It is, for me, and when you look at a conscious relationship, you go into a bigger, higher consciousness. You go in as in, we are going in to be of service to the people around us, to ourselves, to be in our highest truth, and to be able to work through that, and to be human as well. There's so much, but the beauty of it is the unconditional love. You won't find a love like it.
So like in unconscious relationship, when someone is triggered, they're triggered, they do the ping pong, and they shout back, and then it's ping pong, shouting back to each other.
Yeah, and also I don't think there's unconditional love, because it's very conditional. It's like, if you don't do this for me, then it's over, and if you don't do that, it's over, and it's
So it's like business relationship, So being conscious about that also, like, in conscious relationship, when you got the trigger, like one person is like, instead of doing ping pong, is realizing, okay, she's overreacting at the thing what I said. That means it's very sensitive. It means I trigger her wounds. So if you can be conscious about that, one of you can, instead of playing this ping pong, emotional ping pong, can decide like, okay, I hold the space for her. And this means like, okay, let her out all the emotions, let her everything out. I don't take it personally. It's not about me. It's about the wound. It's about the emotion what happened before in similar circumstances. So instead of
was living outside your ego, being like, that's her thing, I'm here to support, but you can step outside of it. And I always wanted to ask about like boundaries and unconditional love, because I think boundaries are super important, but I think when I think about unconditional love, it's so limitless that there are no boundaries, because you come so close to that person.
So let me define first what unconditional love means. For me, it's a beautiful destination, like happiness. It's a beautiful destination, but we're never gonna be there 100%, 24/7. So you have to recognize that sometimes unconditional love to myself, sometimes I will feel insecure, and path to it is accepting that yes, I'm a human being. I can be insecure. Maybe I made some mistakes today, and I feel like shit, But yes, it's a path, Like, so maybe instead of beating myself like I used to do, it's learning how to not, and then maybe be also more acceptable for myself. The same to the partner, learning how to love better. This is a beautiful direction. This is like the thing. It's not the way to unconditional love. The unconditional love is the way.
So I want to say, to romanticize a conscious, I want to be in a conscious relationship.
Yeah.
First of all, are you ready? Like you said, are you ready to be conscious and to bring everything to the surface?
Yeah, so I wanted to speak a bit about like, okay, so say if you feel like you're ready, what is the process of finding that and like really holding space for that to come in? Like, if you've never met a man like that, but you want it, obviously it's about finding it in yourself first, right? Is that what you'd say? Or what would you say to someone looking for that?
I would definitely say that, because me on the path of looking for that, definitely, and it was something I always believed, that if you raise your vibration and start to work on yourself, start to raise your vibration, be the love that you are looking for. Yeah. So if you raise your vibration, and that's by lifestyle, that's by looking after your body, your mental health, your emotions, sacred sexuality.
And that's the thing, use it, don't lose it, can also be used for self-pleasure as well. Which
yes, definitely. Definitely.
So conscious relationship is when you are raising your vibration, you will be able to then attract someone on the same frequency. If we're in a shit energy, low vibration, oh, he always does this, I always pick the same partners on this or that, guess what? You're going to attract the same person. But it's not until you start to work on yourself, and this is what I did, and this is what I constantly did, and I've always, every time, raised my vibration and got the love. I hear it from sisters as well on the tantric path is, oh my God, I just manifested my love, just manifested exactly what I wanted. And it's not because it magically happened, it's because they were fucking working on themselves. You don't have to be all ready and I'm so healed and so ready.
Yeah, exactly.
It never happens like that. Yeah. We're human. But if you're starting to really raise that vibration, you're going to get that person that you long for, that is out there waiting. You know, this is what it is. Yeah, I think we're all destined to be with certain souls. This is how I feel. And some have many soulmates. Some have a few. Some are lucky to have one and through their lifetime. But I do feel that you are destined, and when you are ready and the other person is ready, it's serendipity, a synchronicity. It pulls you together.
If you are on the spiritual path, you not always get what you want, but the universe sometimes may give you what you need. So there would be this person who is triggering you actually your wounds, you know, and that's. It's many of the people nowadays, when that's what is unconscious very often, when they see some challenge, they go to the next relationship, and they guess what, they repeat the same things again and again, or you know, they see like, oh, if that is the trigger, I will shut out my mouth, I put everything under the carpet, and we pretend that we are happy. People put a lot of things under the carpet instead start to work on it. And being in conscious relationship is intention to work on the things instead of running away or putting under the carpet. Yeah.
So it's not something to be romanticized. I think going back to your question, Talia, like and to call in, to literally call in, not with all these. He has to be, you know, 7 foot tall or black hair, brown eyes. Super rich, this or that, but it's because your soulmate will differ from what you think. It's actually what the feeling and the soul connection that will draw you in, like Michal said, what you need. And for me, Michal was definitely not what I was looking for. We are so completely polar opposites. Yeah, he lives in the jungle, I live on the ocean. Totally different lives, but it brought us together. And I think watch out, because your soulmate may differ from what you think.
And it's just a feeling.
It's a feeling. It's a knowing. Yeah.
Our processes are like clearly showing us that everything is divinely orchestrated, because she would not trigger my wounds as I trigger her wounds. Perfectly, exactly how we trigger each other's wounds. How, you know, I would not grow through so many things if I would not be triggered by Trisha. Yeah. And so she made me so growing so much, because she made me realize. She made me realize about some things. What, like, and also because I love her so much, and also we have beautiful connection in sacred sexuality. It all helps, like that we, instead of running away, we grow through the things.
Beautiful.
And even when we sometimes break apart, what happens, because we have really huge differences, but then we have time to reflect, integrate, and then in the end we still loving each other.
Back to each other.
Yes.
But this is the thing. This is like a conscious relationship is the most powerful and beautiful. And this is what we're all wanting. We're looking at what we just came from our parents' parents, and it was always surface level.
Yeah.
There was not, I don't know about you, but I've never seen my parents embracing and intimate and like.
I saw my parents kissing each other one time when my mother was going somewhere abroad, and for me it was like, wow, so beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We don't have examples.
Yeah.
There is none, and I want to say we are all now coming into, we are in the age of Aquarius. We all are awakening. We are all wanting something different, something more meaningful, something more powerful. I mean, there's so much bullshit in the social media at the moment. You have to be feminine. You have to be masculine. You have to. Men are like this. Women are like this. It really is complicated at the moment. We just want to come back to something special. Come back to just being natural, authentic, being real, connecting into real connections around you, back to your heart, back to your world, not trying to be something that you're not.
And that's what I loved about Tantra when I first started doing these classes, like the conversations you have and the level that you connect with people that you just met. Like, people don't connect like that with people that they've grown up with or that live in their house, because people don't
ask those questions.
People live with masks and they don't take the time to ask those questions, and it's so healing to just feel someone's heart.
We have this beautiful thing in Tantra as well. When you first meet someone, or when you're on a date, your first date with somebody, is what does this connection mean to you? What does it mean to be in a relationship? What sort of relationship are you looking for? I mean, when we're dating now on Tinder and all these social media apps, we don't even ask all these questions. Like, where are these questions? What is sex? What does it mean after play, after care? What do I want? Yes, I want to wake up and have breakfast with you and a coffee, and then we say goodbye. Or do you want to whip out the door and quickly run away? What is it that we're wanting? We just do not communicate.
That's what I'm saying. So people have blocks in their throat chakras that they don't even connect with their body to know how to communicate what they want, or they're afraid.
Yeah. And this is the beauty to practice communication.
My daughter said, like, hey, Pap, I don't speak with my husband about that. It's too much. It's too open. And that's how people live, like this, it's normal. There's
so much in Tantra, and there's so much in conscious relating and conscious living. Yeah, like we just talked about cosmic birthing and conscious relationships, conscious relating, and authentic communication. There's so much that the Matrix just do not know what they're missing out on.
Yeah, so this is why I'm bringing this to you guys.
It's like never-ending story. I'm in it like 16 years, and every day is meaningful. I learning about something about myself. I'm growing. I'm learning how to love better.
Yeah, hopefully this episode sparked something in you, made you want to read something or go take a step. So maybe you guys want to say quickly how people find you, what are your offerings, so that if people want to learn with you, they can.
I guess you'll put the links in
below.
You'll put all the links in. But we teach Tantra for couples, me and Michal, Trisha and Michal. I also do priestess.
Is that in person?
That's in person and online. Online. I also do priestess of Isis, Egyptian Tantra, all online. Women's Sacred Sexuality, Men's Awakening. I take men and women to Egypt and sacred sites around the world and initiate them.
You have Egypt upcoming, right?
I have one in September. Yes, definitely. Cool. Huge for 3 weeks. And I've been doing that for the last 15 years. So much.
I'll put the Instagrams. And then you also offer, you have a community. You want to talk about that and your volunteer program.
Yes, so we're happy to teach together the Tantra for couples. Teach in Tantra Movement, our school, where we have also community. Now we beat the records. I think 15 or even 17 people are living there. And the Bamboo House, we do the teacher training course. We have this community of volunteers helping us, also people who are like devoted to Tantra, to spiritual path, to live together. Living in the community is another beautiful aspect of become more conscious. We love each other in the family way.
I'm so grateful for you guys for coming. And yeah, it's been amazing to meet you guys, and it's just amazing to see people who live what they teach and dedicate their lives to inspiring others to do the same. So I hope this inspired you guys, and yeah, sending so much love.